Hi, I'm Robert Allen. You don't realize it yet, but you just won the lottery and your payments are coming in a lump sum every day starting today for the rest of your life. That's right. This website you are on right now has made more millionaires in the past 6 months than any other website on earth. If you simply listen to this video and you do what it says, you too can be a millionaire 60 days from now. We know that not just because we believe it, but because it has happened here. Again and again and again. But that isn't the most shocking part. The shocking part is, in order to use this system, you will be paying, wait for it, absolutely nothing. This system is as free as the air you breathe. This means that for the first time in history, there is no barrier to becoming a millionaire, because you will now have the secret ingredient that no one ever wanted you to know. The ability to do this one thing: double your money on demand. With that one ability in your possession, the ability to double your money, a completely limitless supply of cash will open up to you, so big you can't even imagine it, as you will soon see for yourself. There is no money-making opportunity like this on earth, because when you make money selling anything, cell phones, hamburgers, or cars, anything, it doesn't matter how important an item is, you will always be selling to 3 billion people max. And only 1% of those are customers. That means there is always a cap on how much you can make and how fast you can make it. But the truly rich know of another way. They know that if you can just double your money on demand, there is no ceiling on how much money you can make. There's a story that's told again and again by the wealthy elite. It's a story about a man who saved the king's life. So the king wanted to reward him with what at the time was about $100 million. I'm sure every one of you hearing that would have leapt at the opportunity. But he didn't. He said, "No, thank you." Instead, he meets with the king at a table and pulls out a chessboard. And he says, "All I want is 1 grain of rice for this square, and then 2 for the next square, and then 4 for the next square, and so on." So the king laughed. And he told himself, "Look at this fool. He's giving up $100 million for grains of rice." So he agreed. And when they counted out the rice, they found that this man now owned all the rice in the world. He was now the richest man in the world. And he eventually became the new king. All it took was 1 grain of rice, and the ability to turn that 1 grain into 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. You get the rest. That's the big secret. That's all there is to it. It's what the elite call the doubling effect. So now, I want you to think about the money sitting in your bank account right now. I know it might not be much, but how many grains of rice can you buy with that money? More than 1? Well, then you're more than ready to be king of your own kingdom. You just need that ability. The ability to turn 1 into 2 and 2 into 4 over and over again without spending a dime and without ever risking any of your own money. And that's what I'm going to give you in just a moment. And now we know why we call this system the cash code. At this point, you've got to be asking yourself, is this too good to be true? It's a good question to ask. After all, before you came here, you've been surrounded by sharks, all promising private jets and beachfront properties by simply pushing a button. And where has it gotten you? Nowhere. So I can't blame you for being jaded. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let me ask you to think for a moment. How many of those sharks took you inside their own bank account and showed you money they make in real time? Not just images, which can be photoshopped for about $5, but real money being made as you watch. Now, just so you know what we're selling you is real, here's some insider information. If they can't do this, if they can't let you see the money actually being made, it's because they know their software is not consistent. They know it won't work every time you watch it. In other words, it probably doesn't work at all. So, they rely on static screenshots like these, which anyone and their brother can whip up on Photoshop in about 5 minutes. Instead of proof like this. Hi, it's Robert, and here I am at my computer. As you can see, I've just deposited $250 risk-free into my account, and I'm going to show you the money it makes live over the next 60 seconds. Here we go. We know that seeing is believing, and we know we can back up every word we say with real-life results. That's why we let our clients meet each other at the huge exclusive events we hold, so everyone can talk freely about their results. We are a completely open book. We have nothing to hide. You'll even get my cell number because we know our clients are happy, and our success rate is pretty clear. It's 100% accuracy. All of our clients are financially independent within 60 days of using this system on average. By that, I mean they require no job or any other source of income to sustain themselves from that point on. And the best part? Anyone can use it. Yes, I mean you. If you can click your mouse once, you have all the skills you need to be a millionaire. To say a monkey can do this is an insult to monkeys. But even a monkey wouldn't have to think, and they'd still make a profit. It's a no-thinking system. It's a math-based system, and math never changes. Think of it like any machine that has proven itself over the years. Do you have to think to get your light to turn on? No. You flip the switch and it works. Do you have to think about how to get your water to turn on in the sink? Nope. You turn on the tap and water starts flowing because it was designed properly and has proven itself for many, many years. So, how come every time you were taught a make money system or sold a piece of trading software, you had to think about it? I'll tell you why. Because the software is junk. They are selling empty shells. When you flip the switch, you stay in darkness. When you turn the tap expecting to see a flow of profits, you get hot air. That rubbish they're selling are just tools to get you to whip out your credit card on their website. I'm going to expose exactly how this scam works very soon. But what you need to know now is the cash code is the complete opposite of all of these. I've used this to make money myself for 6 years. Yes, 6 years before I decided to release it to the public. The other guys don't even test their software at all before they start selling it to you. And another thing, this software didn't come from a shady programmer's garage in Moscow. The software you're about to use comes directly from a true billionaire, a well-respected financial mogul, a man who built himself up from the very bottom of society to the very top. He has been known and feared by many on Wall Street for decades, and I'm now going to tell you how I met him. I was a doctor in a private hospital in the Hamptons for the wealthy in 2009 when this billionaire was admitted for a double stroke. I personally had never heard of him, but most everyone else had. When he came in, a lot of my coworkers were buzzing about the money he had, the connections he had to politicians and the mafia. Some were scared of him. Some wanted his autograph, and others wanted to hit him up for business advice. I wasn't like any of those. I just treated him like a regular patient. After a while, we got to know each other. I became his official private doctor with 3 others for a couple of years. He liked me and I liked him. He liked my corny jokes. One day, he had a really bad stroke, a really bad one. He was a smoker and it was slowly killing him, but no one could tell him any different. He just wouldn't listen to them. I came in one day to take his vitals and I was told there was no need. He was under and he was taking his last breaths. It was very hard for me to watch him go. But when he did, they told me that morning he had put a flash drive on the table. They said, "It's right over there," and he said it was for you. He also gave the same flash drive to the 3 other doctors who cared for him until he died. And there it was, a little gray flash drive that was about to change my life forever. I didn't do much with it at first, but the weekend after his funeral, I popped it into the drive. It came with a few short instructions from him and a note that said if I just followed along, I'd never have to worry about money again, and that I deserved it. So I followed along. I hit the play button, and wow, I'll never forget it. He couldn't have been more right. This is what happened the first day. $9,361.17. This is what happened the second day. $21,862.23. As you see, the doubling effect happens around here. And I wind up with $278,018.64. I quit my job immediately and started my charity, which I now do full-time, bringing doctors to children in low-income neighborhoods. As you may have picked up, I'm pretty different from everyone else you've been learning from and buying from. Because for me, this isn't about money, not at all. This is about the lives changed by this money. Lives like Kayla's and Andrew's. I was in a dark place at the time I met this powerful man, and the cash code was a ray of light for me. It's been a ray of light for these kids, and it's going to be a ray of light for you and your family. And I want that light to keep radiating outward. I believe that's what this kind-hearted man wanted in his last days. I believe he knew what he was doing, something historic, by giving me that flash drive and the cash code. He bust open the barrier between rich and poor, and the barrier will never come back, because this software contained the key to the doubling effect, which produces wealth only limited by your imagination. And it levels the playing field, because the doubling effect works just as well with $2 as it works with $2 million. And we actually restrict the rich from using it. We target the lower and middle classes because that's who needs it most. You're the ones who are hurting right now, and it's mostly their fault. It's your turn now to taste what it's like to make money while you sleep, just like they do. Wake up whenever you want, do whatever you want, and make money without doing any real work at all. And make even more the next day. Personally, I don't even think about money anymore. I go exactly where I please. I can be flying across the country, and as I fly, the flight is paying for itself. Every hotel I check into pays for itself. Every $400 bottle of wine I buy pays for itself. Everything I do, no matter how much of it I do, I'm still making money, because the cash code is working in the background, around the clock, bringing in results far faster than I could ever spend it. Life itself becomes a money-making experience. You're getting a car wash, you're making money. You're watching your son's t-ball game, you're making money. You're eating a pizza, you're making money. In fact, one of our clients, Steve Jacobs, was in a pizza joint recently, and he liked the pizza so much, he just bought the place outright. And now he gets all his pizza for free, with extra cheese. This is the life of unlimited money. This is the doubling effect. This is the cash code. I mean, do you really know what it's like to make $87,264.22 in a single day? When people around you are going into work on a Saturday just to get a little extra overtime, you feel bad for them at first. But after a while you say, if you don't seek out a better way, you can only blame yourself. Now, I know this seems like a lot to take in, being rich. It seems like a daunting feat, like it's something that's going to happen to someone else, but not you. Not in this lifetime. Yeah, I felt the same way. But let me tell you something, and really listen here. All it takes is a few steps forward and a little bit of faith. That's all. When I was a child, I loved the story of the splitting of the sea. There's a legend that when nobody knew what to do, a regular man just started walking into the sea, straight in with total faith. Eventually, the water reached his nostrils, and then it went over his head. And once the water was over his head, the sea split in two, and the greatest miracle of all time happened. True or not, the message is real. The miracle you think can't happen to you actually can. And it will happen for you. But first, you've got to be willing to go in over your head. You've got to be willing to trust in an opportunity like this and use it to enter into a completely new phase of your life, to live like the rich live, like a master instead of a slave. And if you just follow my lead, the greatest money miracle to ever happen in your life will happen. And in an instant, your troubles will become nothing more than a bad dream. And there's only one way we know that, because we already did it for you. So you don't even need to try. We think in terms of unlimited money, so you don't have to. All you need to do is hit play and watch the movie of your life unfold. And just ask our clients. The feeling you'll get when you make your first million is way better than you can even begin to imagine. When you are out of debt and you have millions in the bank, the air will smell sweeter. The water will taste better. The sun will shine brighter. And you will shine from the inside out with the joy of freedom. And that's what we're after here. We want this world to be, for you and those around you, just a little easier. A slightly kinder world, where money isn't ruling our lives, so we can really start living. And I'll let you know it in advance. You're going to have a lot of rich friends to share this joy with. We will introduce you to our former clients, and you will become part of our Cash Code family, as well as one of the greatest, most giving networks in the business world. But as I'm sure you can understand, that even though we're offering all of this to you, it isn't going to be available to just anyone. Access to the Cash Code is by special invitation only. If you somehow got the link to this page, it was given to you by a very close friend of mine who had to approve you. And when he sent you here, he hopefully told you about the time limit on this page. We give a short window of just 10 minutes between the time the links are clicked until we remove the buy button. And we accept only 10 people per day. If those slots are gone, you will know that because you will see no button below. But if you do see a button below, it's available. But you may have just seconds left to get it. These could be your last moments to touch the world's most powerful money-making system, the most incredible opportunity in the history of money-making systems. So, Listen carefully. Put in your best email address right now into the box. Do it now. Your best email in the box. Do it. Type it in carefully. You will be redirected to the play button where you will be able to hit play and watch your screen fill up with money. Bring popcorn and enjoy the show. Our clients are always shocked at how fast the money comes in, but we aren't. As I always say, a system either works or it doesn't. And if it works every time. And this one works, period. So put in your email below. Remember, it's 100% free to do. Come on in and let me show you how fast getting rich can be with the cash code.